Started out his career 10-0, has fought the best in the world, is on a regrouping session right now to try to get his career back on track. He's chosen W1, and today he's chosen MMA Unplugged with this guy right here, Reid. And Brett Rogers joins us. Thanks for being on the show. You alright?
Oh, yeah,
you always have a mean demeanor. You always look at me with these big eyes like you're ready to punch me, man. I'm always afraid of you.
Maybe because of the time, it's around that time.
Alright, fair. You know, that's a good answer. Fair enough, fair enough. We had a chance of hanging out a little bit and getting to know you on a personal level. You're a guy who clearly has got a big heart, maybe a big frame and very powerful demeanor, but you also have a big heart, and you were talking about the importance of giving out, because when you give out, you also get back as well. Talk to us a little bit about that philosophy and how you believe in that.
Yeah, I believe in that just because, I mean, it just goes to show what goes around comes around, and I know helping people is just gonna come back in return. So I'm always telling folks to do that because it's just the right thing to do, you know. And that's just how I like to do it. I'm more of a giver than a receiver with whatever. So fighting, it's my life. Obviously, I love it to death. You know what I mean? And I feel my give is the show, or a show, or a knockout, something. Right. Yeah. You know, and giving back to me is just some cheers, a phone call, you know, maybe buying a shirt, sweater, whatever. You know, any way you can give back. You know what I mean? Because when people you know, find ways to contact me, you know what I mean, I make sure I give them, you know, something back in return. It's kind of like a give cycle.
Let's talk about Strikeforce and talk about W1 and how this all happened. You know, a lot of people are turning around and saying that this is a step for Brett Rogers to get his career back on track with Strikeforce. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is a step for you to get your career back, period. This is a way for you to be able to really get back, get things rolling again. And why choose W1? Why this organization? Why us?
Well, for one, it was different. Would have just felt in anything, but it was different. It was something that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to fight out the states.
Right. And
so the opportunity came. I took it. Was thankful. You know, Strikeforce gives that open window.
Right.
You know, to kind of, you know, move around if need be. And I felt, you know, after the Alistair fight, I need to do something, and I need to get back in the cage soon. And you know, this was the best way. This was the best way to go about it.
You know, you talk about getting back in the cage, and yeah, there's no denying that. I mean, you start out with your 10 first fights, and they were happening quick and very short spans, and all of a sudden now you're going stagnant. And obviously you made that. That was probably a heavy reason why you made that choice. I spoke with Ninja Rua, and Ninja had mentioned to me that he'll do whatever it takes to get his career back on track, and you've done so now. Let's move forward from that. Let's see where you're headed now. You talked about the fact that those 2 losses are exactly what you needed to get to where you are today. What is here today? What does that mean, and what is Brett Rogers today?
Brett Rogers is a new person today. I feel different. I feel those losses open my eyes to see, you know, myself being a little too cocky, a little too arrogant. I don't know, maybe. But I definitely know now. You know, just you know, just stay humble.
Right.
You know, keep my focus, and everything else should play.
One of the reasons why you might have had that quote-unquote ego or attitude or overconfidence, would you say that it was with regards to your surroundings? A bunch of people who kind of tagged onto you and latched. It's one of the things I've noticed in MMA, that you get onto a win streak, and then it's like Brett Rogers, Brett Rogers, Brett Rogers, Brett Rogers. Then all of a sudden, Brett Rogers loses.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, the phone's not ringing anymore.
Oh yeah.
Then all of a sudden, it's like we're going to hang out with the next big thing. Did you feel that?
Oh, I felt that, and that was a huge. That's part of, you know, one of the reasons why I feel I should have lost the fights, or that's the reasons why I lost those fights, because I needed that sign to calm down and
refocus.
You know, refocus, and not, you know, just be over the top. You know, as long as I'm relaxed, man, I can do whatever.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And for the most part, in the cage, I am a relaxed fighter. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not the type that's going to be out there thinking too much. But as the time grew, and like you said, with people all around you,
Yeah.
and saying whatever,
Yeah.
and I mean, it does kind of affect. And I mean, I think that's what it was. A lot of stuff was going on, and then I don't care what nobody say. They always say, "Oh, I can just, you know, I can push this to the side, go in the fight,
Sure.
whatever. No, that's not the case, man. Whatever's going on, it's hard to push back. So it is what it is, live and learn.
In reality, though, the thing that people should fear the most is exactly that, is your humbleness now and your focus in the fight. Probably not going to go out there big and walking down the ramp with these big antics. He'll probably be more controlled, showcasing this new Brett Rogers.
Yeah.
This is a huge step for you. You've chosen W1. Real quick, maybe touch up on the fact of the fighter-first mentality that W1 has. They wear it on their sleeve. Do you believe it? Now that you've been in Canada, now that you fought for W1, do you believe that this could potentially be a real big player in the world of mixed martial arts?
I really does. I mean, I believe that fighter first, I mean, it's important. That is important because that's what it takes.
Right.
In order to have an organization, you have to have the fighters, you know what I mean? And
no fighters, no card.
Exactly. And you gotta, I mean, we like to be, you know, we just fighters, man. We like to, you know, be comfortable and then go out there and just play. Have a good time. And I mean, some organizations can kind of make you do more work than what you want to do as a fighter, just a fighter, you know? You
And that's not something you have to be worried. You shouldn't have to be worried about that kind of stuff. You should be able to focus. And
smooth sailing, man.
Villarreal gave you a great compliment at the press conference. He says, I'm in here. I'm here to fight. I'm going in with a true warrior. You didn't have a chance to speak your mind about Villarreal and who you're going up against. I'm guessing, you know, you've got that camaraderie and respect for him as well. He's gone up against some guys. He's not afraid. He's a pride of the natives as well. And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about going up against him?
I feel, you know, Warpath, he's a good person. He's a good character, you know. Might have to change up on that name, but he's definitely a good person. You know, he looks, or he seems to be, you know, he's the type that he's whatever. That's how he is. He has that whatever mentality.
He is what it is. What you see is what you get.
What you see is what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And I mean, it takes fighters like that. You gotta have all kinds of fighters. You can't just have like one. Otherwise, it'd be boring and stale, and MMA just wouldn't last. So his character to my character, the way I see it, and how the world is gonna see it, I feel is gonna be a fun fight. He's gonna come and try to knock my head off. I'm gonna go to try to knock his head off. And hey, it's just gonna be a fun looking fight.
You heard it here first. Do you have a message real quick that you want to pass on to W1 fans? Fans that were really excited about having you come up here as soon as they found out you were here. I mean, the response has been unbelievable. I don't even think you realize the response that Canada has been giving Brett Rogers. Do you have a message you want to pass on?
Yeah, man. It's like this. Brett the Grand Rogers, and I understand my last two fights, they were tough fights, and I ended it with a loss. But, like I said in the beginning, I feel brand new. I feel focused, and I'm definitely still determined. So watch for me. I'm going in to win. That's it.
Done deal.
That's how I feel, man.
Thanks for doing this, man. I appreciate it. And your favorite MMA show is MMA Unplugged with Adam Reid, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I was just checking. This guy right here, the headliner, October 23rd, Halifax Forum, W1's New Ground. Brett Rogers is going to be crazy.